Wow, Alberto, that was quite a story. That was quite a story. Did you guys ever have somebody come up to you and say something like that? You know, come on, let's go do this. And I'm sure we all think the same thing. We all think the same thing. Nobody's looking. You know, but what happens is people find out, and I didn't come to talk about that part where you fall off the edge. I came to talk about the time while you're still walking God's path. Imagine there's footprints here on this edge, right? And God put them footprints in front of me. So when I'm walking God's path, I'm following in the footsteps He wants me to follow in, right? So here's the thing. Here's what I wanted to start with. It says in 1 John chapter something or other, chapter 3, which I have a bookmark right here for, 3. 1 John chapter 3, it says, "Dear friends, I am not writing you a new command, but an old one, which you have had since the beginning." So John is writing to people and telling them about this command. "Yet I am writing you a new command." So he says, the old command is the message you have heard, but I'm telling you a new command. It's kind of the old command, and here it is. "Its truth is seen in Him and you, because the darkness is passing and the true light is already shining." So we got to have a shining light here. Okay, this is like the light of God. So when you're walking in the light, you're walking in the light of God, okay? "Anyone who claims to be in the light but hates his brother is in the darkness, and he's still in the darkness. And whoever loves his brother lives in the light of God's love, and there's nothing in him to make him stumble." You know, he's not like this, trying to feel his way along by being in the darkness. He's in the light, and God's light shines on the path, and he can see the footsteps that God put down so he can be in the light and not fall off the edge. Okay? So, but whoever hates his brother is in the darkness and walks around where the darkness, and he does not know where he is going, because the darkness has blinded him. Okay? So here's the thing. God is light. In Him there is no darkness. God is light. Darkness is sin. In God there is no sin. Sin plus God does not go together. You can't put sin where God is. So if sin's in you, you can't be where God is. Okay? This sounds horrible. This sounds very bad to me. First, because I like walking in the light. I like having God shining on me. I like having that feeling, you know, when everything's going good. Yesterday I was very good. It was a close thing, but I did it. It was Valentine's Day, right? So I woke up in the morning, and I wasn't thinking. I got up. Okay, it's Saturday. Okay, good. And my mom comes and she says, "Happy Valentine's Day." And I say, "Oh my goodness, I almost forgot." So I went to the store. I better turn this off before we start a fire. I went to the store really quick, and I got some flowers for my mom, and I got some flowers for my wife, and I got some flowers for my daughter, and I got some candy for my wife, and some candy for my mom, and some candy for my daughter. And I came back just as they were all waking up, like I'd thought of it ahead of time. And my mom was so happy with me, and my daughter, oh, she was still smiling last night. That smile from my daughter, that smile on me, because I showed I loved her, then she smiled at me. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Have you seen that? Have you seen that smile from someone who loves you? Now imagine, you've got to use your brain here. Imagine God's smile and how He loves you, right? But when you got sin on you, He's like, I can't look. I can't smile at you because right now I can't look. God and sin do not go together, right? But you like that smile. So, here's what I'm thinking. We're talking about walking. We're talking about path. We're talking about who God is. So let's go to the who God is part, which is right here in chapter 4 of 1 John. Dear friends, we don't want to do that part. Dear friends, now we're friends. We're not dear children, we're dear friends. Let us love one another, for love comes from God. Shine light of God shines on us, and then we shine on other people. Does that make sense? Love comes from God, and then it comes through us, and then goes to other people. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. Okay, so whoever sins does not know God, because God can't have sin, and God is love. And what is love? Matthew, do you have an opinion on what is love? You know what it is, right? Okay. Stuff like that. Good. That takes in a lot of territory. The stuff like that. There's another word for love that I discovered. Joshua. The word for love that I discovered is delight. Do you ever think about that? That something's delightful. When you see it, it makes you smile. When you have it, it makes you feel good. Genevieve, what is something that brings you delight? What is something that makes you smile? What? God's love, the light of God. So we could draw that up here. God's love. We'll just draw big like this. Can you see that? That's like God shining on us. Now that's the big love. What's the little thing that makes you happy? Zach, what's the little thing that makes you happy? No, something. We're going to talk about something. I can't draw nice. I'm sorry. Madeline. Puppies! I was waiting for that answer. Actually, I can't draw puppies either, so. How's that? Is that puppy-like? Oh, I got to give him puppy eyes. There, puppy dog eyes, big brown eyes. Brendan? Xbox? That's like this, right? With some buttons on it. That's not an Xbox, it's a PS2. I'm sorry. Beth, what gives you delight? Jonas Brothers. I could draw Jonas Brothers. Watch. There's the curly-haired one. There's the one with his hair goes like that. And then there's the one with his hair goes like that. Is that pretty good? Okay. For me, it's kittens. I like kittens. I like watching kittens. Stephen, what do you got? Things with wheels. Wheels I can draw. Wheels are easy. Look, there we go. I drew a wheel. But I want you to really think about that thing, that fresh bowl of ice cream, that the wind in your hair as you're riding your bike in the springtime. The song of the birds. I sit by the river in the summertime, and the little birds come and they sit in the bush like right there. And they start to sing, and they're singing, and then the other bird over there sings back, and they're having this conversation. Did you ever notice that? Yeah. That gives me delight. Now imagine God's point of view. God's watching, let's say he's watching Xander, everybody's favorite baby. Right? That's your baby. That's your baby brother. And Xander smiles. And Xander is crawling. And Xander is doing things, and God delights in that. Okay? Now let's go back to Alberto's problem. Okay? Because Alberto does something in this problem that is very hard for all of us.